how's it going? It's Cryptid, and I want to talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie so bad. Since I saw the movie, it's been like all I can think about. I'm sure my family is so tired of hearing me talk about it. I've seen it twice. I want to go see it again. I've been rewatching old Let's Plays of all the games. I loved it. I'm actually re-recording this voiceover the night before I upload the video because I was so excited to talk about it that the entire first recording was practically incoherent to anyone who isn't me. I also made a new PNG tuber for this video because the old program I was using decided it didn't want to pick up any sound. I couldn't figure out how to fix it. It should come out really cute though. I'm really proud of her. I am realizing now though that I definitely could have just used the old model in the new program and not done all the extra work for nothing. But it's done now, I guess. Also, what I'm drawing doesn't really have anything to do with the movie. I didn't want to draw any of the movie characters. The game characters are just right there. They have way cuter designs. And I've had this sketch sitting around since the Ruin DLC came out, so I'm using this as an opportunity to finish it. That scene with Roxy and Cassie made me cry, so I drew this to make me feel better. I just want them to be happy. And it's still Five Nights at Freddy's, so we're all just gonna have to live with that. It's close enough. So anyway, before I talk about the movie, this is the obligatory, if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want spoilers, get out. I'm going to talk about so much stuff. This video is going to be very spoiler filled, just all of it. I'm not holding back, even a little bit, so if you don't want that, go see the movie first, and then you can come back. Okay, bye. So anyway, the movie, I really liked it. I saw it twice. I liked it better the second time, and the reason I liked it less the first time was 100% my fault, because I am not a passive movie watcher. I like to spend my movie watching experience trying to guess what's gonna happen at the end, and watching this movie, I thought I was picking up on so much foreshadowing. It wasn't. None of it was actually foreshadowing, but I sure thought it was, and using that non-existent foreshadowing and my limited understanding of Five Nights at Freddy's lore, I came up with my theory of what the plot was going to be, and I was dead wrong, but I want to tell you about it anyway. I started coming up with this theory before the movie even came out. I heard like the plot synopsis, which was like something Mike and his little sister Abby. And I was like, Abby? Isn't her name supposed to be Elizabeth? Who is Abby? And then I saw a theory on the internet that Abby was purposefully an anagram for baby, like circus baby. And listen, I had already heard that the movie wasn't going to be canon, but I wasn't going to let that stop me from applying canon to it, or what I assume is canon, because Fnaf canon is like at least 90% guesswork. And then once the movie came out, I thought that all the Garrett dream sequences were so weird that there was no way that they could be what actually happened. So I was 100% convinced that the plot of this movie was Mike feeling responsible for the death of his two younger siblings and blocking it out. And I thought that the plot twist was going to be that Michael had gotten Garrett killed, like the bite of 83 in the games, and that Abby was like a figment of Mike's imagination, and she was Elizabeth, and she had gotten murdered by Circus Baby. The Golden Freddy kid even has a line like, "You don't want to know who took him, you just want to save him," and I thought that was incredible foreshadowing. Like, Mike doesn't want to acknowledge that it's his fault that his brother died, but he does still feel guilty about it, and he wishes that he could change it. In my brain, this was all 100% correct, and there was no other way the movie could possibly go. Never mind all of the many holes in this theory, I was right. And then Vanessa said that William Afton was her dad, and I was suddenly very confused and unsure if the movie even made sense. Because what do you mean they aren't adhering to the lore after they already said that they weren't going to? So I watched it again, and it did make sense that time, so I liked it more. I was kind of nervous to see this movie the first time though, because I have never seen a horror movie, and I do not do well with gore. So I think this might potentially be like a hot take, but I liked that there wasn't a lot of blood, and that it wasn't very scary. I was surprised that there weren't more jump scares though. Like, it's the jump scare game, and 3 of them were just the same jump scare 3 times. If there was one thing I could change about this movie though, and this is probably gonna sound insane because I just said that I liked that it wasn't gory, it would be the springlock scene. I just wanted that thing to go off like a bear trap. I wanted to see William Afton just explode into blood and guts. I think that that scene, out of all the scenes in the movie, should have been actually scary. I know that a lot of people have said like, oh, this is more realistic, or oh, this was his death in the book. I could not care less. The scene in the game is just, it's so good. It's sudden, it's loud, it's terrifying. It's so much scarier than in the movie, and the whole scene has a total of like 20 pixels in it, and the one in the movie just doesn't hit as hard. I wanted that same sense of like slack-jawed horror and dread that you get watching the scene in the game for the first time, and I didn't get it. But yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed it. If you like Fnaf and you haven't seen it, I would totally recommend it. I think it's a fun time. I'm actually probably going to go watch it again. So yeah, I've got nothing else to say. Actually, wait, hold on. What do you guys think that the murder chair was for? Like the chair that grinds your face off with the Freddy mask on it? Yeah, what was that for? Why is it sitting in a pizzeria that used to be full of kids? What does it do other than murder? Or was William Afton just that bad at hiding the fact that he was doing murders? And then how did no one catch him? Okay, now I have nothing else to say. I'll get out of your hair. So see you next time or something. Bye.